Yo, welcome to the Call Center Academy. My name is Mr. E, and you are in the perfect place to learn call center skills, language skills, soft skills, grammar, active listening, and accent training. So let's get started for tonight's class. I'm super thrilled to have all of you here, our friends from around the world, our students. We have a phenomenal group of sensational students from around the world who are joining us this evening. So if you got subtitles or captions, turn them on. Let's teach the AI how we speak great English in this class for today. So today we're gonna do accent training. We got a review practice. We've got business advanced vocabulary for C1 level, right? C1, if you need to elevate your language for C1, this is the perfect vocabulary. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the accent training and we're going to merge it with the advanced vocabulary for business. Our topic for today is business, right? So let's get down to business today. It's going to be phenomenal, sensational class for you guys today. We're going to kick it off with accent training with a third person singular tense pronunciation for the singular and plural noun. So welcome to the 1% club, because the 1% club really want to get it right. So you're with the right people right now. 99% of English speakers really just conform with kind of pronouncing things, but you guys are not like that. You guys are not complacent. You're here to get as best as possible. So let's begin our class. I want to talk to you guys today, just before we dive into our topics for today. I want to share a quick phrase here that says, perfection is an illusion. Perfection is an illusion. Let's take 2 minutes to talk about perfection. A lot of times, people think that being a perfectionist is a good thing, and sometimes they say, "Well, I'm going to wait for the right conditions. I'm going to wait for the right moment. I'm going to wait for the perfect schedule to start improving and working and developing on myself. I'm going to wait until I get that perfect job, or I'm going to wait until I have more money to start improving and investing on myself." What happens in reality is that by being a perfectionist, you're actually becoming, think about it, a procrastinator, because you're paralyzing yourself. So perfectionism is paralysis, is putting a halt, because you're thinking and rethinking about scenarios and waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect situation to come. And it's never in reality, there's never going to be a perfect moment, a perfect time, a perfect schedule, a perfect teacher. That's not going to happen. So I want you to picture this image in your mind of a mirage. A mirage, Mirage, is, when you're in the desert and it's so hot and you look into the distance and you see like a reflection of water, right? And most people, under the pressure of the heat and thirst, they walk toward this water that doesn't exist. It's an illusion. It's an illusion. So similarly, think about perfectionism like a mirage. It doesn't exist. Perfectionism is there. It's that imaginary water that's in the distance, but you're never going to get there because it doesn't exist. Perfectionism is not real. Perfectionism is a lie. Perfectionism is an illusion. It doesn't exist. It only exists in your mind, in your mind. So today I'm going to invite everybody to, instead of being perfect, right? Why not? Let's add, let's consider adding the prefix im before perfect. So now we have a new word. It's called imperfect. I want to invite everybody to be imperfect today with your accent. I'm not looking for perfection. I'm asking you to be imperfect. As a matter of fact, I want to invite everybody to be imperfect tonight, because when you are imperfect, you are, if you have your mindset said that you're going to be imperfect today, it means that you're open to making mistakes. But most importantly, you're opening your mind to trying, and your mindset is ready to try and to give it your best effort. Because when you try, you're obviously going to make mistakes, right? You're obviously going to make mistakes. And you know what? These mistakes are actually good for you because these mistakes actually teach you something. A mistake is going to teach you something, while being a perfectionist will teach you nothing. Being a perfectionist will teach you absolutely nothing. But making mistakes, on the other hand, will teach you something, and you'll be able to improve. And most of all, through your mistakes and your improvement, you'll actually have progress. So, what is progress? Progress is basically a series of imperfections. That's what progress is. Progress is simply a series of imperfections that lead us to a desired outcome. So I want to invite everybody to be imperfect, to make mistakes, so you can learn and you can progress with your accent and your English this evening. So don't worry about pronouncing the words today 100% accurately. Don't worry about the AI, artificial recognition. Forget about all of that. I want you to concentrate and focus on being imperfect today. Being imperfect is good. As a matter of fact, the a storyteller in the Bible. I'm not an expert. I'm an amateur in the Bible, but there is a storyteller that says the storyteller says that everybody falls. Let me put that. Let me rephrase that again. The storyteller says that everybody falls short of the glory of God. Everybody falls short because everybody has sinned. Everybody has sinned compared to God. God is perfect. God has never sinned. But man, on the other hand, sins all the time. Man is imperfect. So even the storyteller makes reference to man being imperfect and not perfect. So I want you to consider being imperfect today, make mistakes, make a bunch of mistakes, learn from those mistakes, and progress. Focus on progress. Remember, progress is where you want to be, is where you want to go with your English. You don't want to think about perfection because that's going to paralyze you. That's going to stop you, and that's going to create a false illusion of what you're going to do. So right now, today, everybody's going to have a imperfect mindset to make mistakes so you can eventually progress and reach your goals. Is that clear? If you got it, say, I got it, coach.
I got it, coach.
Got it, coach.
Okay, everybody repeat after me. I'm gonna be imperfect.
I'm gonna be
Be imperfect.
imperfect.
Because I will learn from my mistakes.
Because I will
Because
learn.
I will learn my mistakes.
From my mistakes.
And in that way, I will progress.
And in
And
that
in that
way, I
way,
will
I will
progress.
progress.
All right, let's get started. So the vocabulary for today, check this out. I have some wonderful vocabulary. So take as many notes as you can. You know that in this class, you got to jot down. So jot down the words, jot down these words. We've got delegate, forecast, setback, ship, profit, brief, insight, audit, report, perk, equip, and document. Now, you're in a, let's say you're in a business meeting, you're in a business setting, you want to convince your clients, you want to increase your sales, you want to get promoted, you want to get the best job possible. So did you know that the majority of people that succeed have a high vocabulary level, a very high vocabulary level? It's because, you know, the more vocabulary you have, the more you get paid. It's a fact. Did you know that? So let's build up your vocabulary. Let's learn the base form. We're going to talk about verbs and nouns. And the cool thing is that the third person pronunciation rule will apply both for verbs and for nouns. So let's take a look at the board. Let's identify verbs and nouns. Let's learn the base form first. Delegate. Everybody, let's say that word. Delegate.
Delegate.
Yeah,
Delegate.
and absolutely, when we delegate, what do? We instruct, we give orders, you know, as if you're a manager, right? You got a team, so you delegate activities or tasks to the team members. Delegate. Next word, this is a cool one. Everybody say forecast.
Forecast.
Oh, this is such a beautiful verb if you're doing business. You know, when we talk about business, we try to make projections. We try to think about, we try to think about, we try to make projections. We imagine scenarios, right? So we want to forecast. Let's say next month's sales, we're going to forecast $1 million in sales. Forecast. Let's forecast the budget. Let's forecast the new plan. So we're looking ahead, right? We're projecting to the future. Forecast. So what is the economic forecast for this quarter, right? So let's learn that word. Everybody, forecast.
Forecast.
Good. Now, moving on. Sometimes in business, not everything goes well. Sometimes you're going to have like inconveniences, discrepancies, things that are not going to in your favor. So you're going to call that a setback. Okay, one word. Let's say, guys, setback.
Setback.
Back.
So you could say, unfortunately, we had a setback with the delivery shipment this month. Therefore, it will be delayed. We had a little setback, right? Now let's move on to the next verb. The verb is ship, S-H-I-P. Now, I'm not talking about a boat, but I'm talking about sending packages through mail. So let's say that one, ship. Everyone?
Ship.
Oh, I like how you guys are using the vowel. Hey, Mohammed has a little something he's going to share with you, so stay tuned with that. Let's go to the next one. Okay, now we're talking about a business. A business exists, or the reason of a business, of an enterprise, is to produce equity, to produce a profit, right? Everybody, let's say that word, profit.
Profit.
Look at the letter O. What happened to the letter O? Profit.
Profit.
Oh, you guys sound so beautiful. So profit is all that money that's coming into the business, that equity after taxes, after all the deductions. Then what's left is that profit, that income that's left for the business to operate. Guys, there's a little dog barking. Let's go to the next the noun. This is called a brief. A brief. Let's pronounce it, guys. Brief.
Brief.
Brief. Yeah. So a brief here does not mean that I'm going to be quick or concise about something. So let's say that you're in a meeting, right? So I'm going to brief you. Guys, there's a little dog. There's a little dog. Can we turn it off there? Somebody's got a little dog there. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, guys. I love that participation. Let's watch that little puppy. He gets excited with the class. All right. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So back to the word brief. So a brief, a noun. This is going to be a noun. So let's say that you're in a meeting context in an environment. So let me give you the brief for this quarter. So today we're going to talk about the sales from last month, and we're going to talk about our action plan for this quarter. So that's the brief. So it's like a summary, the gist, the main concept, the main idea of what the meeting is about. The brief. Let's say it, guys. Brief.
Brief.
Perfect.
Brief.
Let's move on to the next term, the insight. An insight. In insight, is such a beautiful word. It put this in your vocabulary. Insight. Everybody, let's say it. Insight.
Insight.
Yes. So I think I'm experiencing a little bit of lag, right? That's okay. Yeah, lag is normal. Okay, so insight. An insight. What is an insight? Now, sight, we have in and sight. Sight is vision, what you can see with your eyes. Now, picture this. Everything that you can see within yourself, we have insight. So it could be like in vision. But this comes from experience, knowledge, and living. So let's talk about a professional who has had 15 years experience, 20 years experience. This person has gathered so much knowledge, so much information, experiences, that he has more than experience. He has insight into the situation. He has a deeper understanding, a deeper sense of how things work. Actually, even more than experience, it's an insight because he has learned from these experiences. So professionals, people that have a lot of experience in doing something, they have insight. So let's say if you're a call center and you've been taking calls for 3 years, you have accumulated insight in the call center industry. You have insight into something, right? So usually when somebody that has a lot of experience shares with you, his point of view, his experience, then he's not just sharing any type of information. He's sharing with you his insights towards the end. All right. So let's say that word. Let's say thank you for your insight. Everyone.
Thank you for your insight.
Insight.
Next word, audit. Finance, my finance friends that work in finance. The A and the U, you're just going to use aw. And the D, you're going to use a flap T, which is a quick D, and you'll say audit. Say it, people. Audit.
Audit.
Yeah, that's where you got words like auditor, right? The auditor. Is to conduct a thorough investigation into the history of a company, or the thorough investigation of the financial health of a business or establishment. That's an audit. Okay. Let's move on to the next word. This is such a useful word, which is both a verb and a noun in English. As you know, many nouns in English can be used as verbs. So I want to get the pronunciation correct, because I've been teaching this word and it gets pronounced incorrect a lot of times, but I want you to say it correct. You're going to say report. Report. Can you say it, guys? Report.
Report.
Now watch look at the transition of the mouth. Ort. Report. Okay. So it is incorrect to say reports. That's incorrect. You're going to say report. That's right. So as a verb, it's the action of reporting. It's the action of reporting. Like, let's say I report to the senior manager. The senior manager reports to the site director. The site director reports to the region director. The regional director reports to the chairman. The chairman reports to the CEO. The CEO reports to the shareholders. You see, you report to somebody, usually you report to your superior. Or to report means to give an update on a status and a situation. So, Carlos, what's the report over there in Nicaragua? How are the sales? Actually, we're doing pretty good. I want to report that we reached our target of $20 million this month. Fabulous. Let's move on to our next. As a noun, we can use it as nouns, like when you got to do all the paperwork, right? And you got to do a report. So, I need to work on some reporting. We can use it as an ing form, reporting. So I need to work on some reports. The reports are not done yet. So we can talk about the documents, the process that you're reporting. Okay, great. Moving on to our next word, which is the word perk. P, we're going to use the schwa, and let's say it, guys, perk. A perk, by the way, is a noun. A noun, let's say when you talk about extra benefits, extra bonuses, things that are not required by the law or the government. Let's talk about when you're getting a job, when you're seeking a job. So besides the law benefits that you're entitled to as an employee, there are also extras, like, for example, if you sign up for this account, we're going to give you $100 as a bonus, as a hiring bonus. That's a perk. That's an extra. It's the company is not entitled, obligated to give you extra money just for signing up. Or let's say they'll say, look, we've got fabulous perks. Like if you join the company, you can have a 10% discount in anything in the store, right? That's a perk. That's a special benefit, something extra for you. Or, we'll give you free lunches. You'll have access to the cafeteria. You'll have free lunches. It's on the company. So that's a perk. The company can decide to take it, remove it, amplify it, some kind of bonus, some kind of extra incentives, which are not required by the law. It's just a perk, something extra that the company wants to give you. Okay? And like a form of an incentive. Okay, let's move on to our next one, which is the verb equip. Let's use it as a verb. Okay, moving on quickly here, and we're going to say equip. All right, let's say it, guys. Equip.
Equip.
Yeah, to To equip means to provide somebody with tools, with information, with the necessary skills or equipment. So let's say that a soldier, we need to equip the soldiers. We need to give them clothes, boots, rifles, ammunition. So we need to equip the soldier. We can also equip you with the proper skills. We can give you the proper information, the proper training. So we're going to equip you with the proper information. Next word, this is a good one. This is document. I want to put it here and we're going to learn how to say it. So the O is going to be an A. Everybody say document.
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 That's perfect. Document. You don't want to say do. That's wrong. Document. Perfect.
Document.
There you go. Now let's talk about, now that we got the words, let's talk about the pronunciation. These are nouns, these are verbs. Now let's use the proper pronunciation. So for the third person singular present tense and for plural nouns, we are going to use these pronunciation rules. Did you know that the S forms actually have 3 sounds? Let's refresh. So the plural form will be pronounced with a s, z, and is sound. Now, when do we apply the sound? Depending on the ending. So there's a rule for this. There's a pronunciation rule. And it says, if the verb or the noun ends with a sound, then the S form or the plural form or the third person singular form should be an sound. We call this a voiceless sound or unvoiced because you're not using your vocal cords. It's produced in the mouth area. Okay. The second sound, which is a sound, is produced when the noun or the verb ends with a voiced sound. Voice sounds include v, e, o, a, b, d. These are all voiced, produced by the vocal cords. So if the ending sound is voiced, I need to pronounce the S, not as S, but as Z. Let's move on to the third sound. If the verb or noun ends with s, ch, sh, k, or j, then you need to add the extra syllable sound, which is the is. What is it, team? Is. Okay. Everybody got it? Okay. Now,
yes, coach.
If you do this correctly, if you're able to master this rule, then welcome to the 1% club. Welcome. 99% of the population don't know, are ignorant about the sounds, or simply just conform to whatever, but only the 1% will be able to stand out. And those little sounds will make you sound special, and people are I'm gonna remember that person with a nice English. I want that person in my team. Hire him right now. Get him in right now. Makes a difference. Let's go ahead. Now let's go. Help me, team. This is a class where you participate, where you come to make mistakes. So let's be imperfect. The teacher is imperfect. You see me make a lot of mistakes. So I'm not scared. Let's go. Okay, delegate. S. Delegates. What sound do we have here, people? What sound? Everybody, let's say it. Delegates.
Delegates.
Very good. Exaggerate. Tonight is the time to exaggerate. Okay, next. Forecast. S. What's the sound, people?
Forecast.
Forecasts. Perfect. Next, setback. Well, let's make mistakes, people. What is it? Everybody?
Setbacks.
Yeah, it's like, hey, we had some setbacks. The truck broke down, and we just couldn't coordinate with Vancouver, the logistics, Seattle, Vancouver. So we had a couple of setbacks, but we're gonna get back on track, right, Mohammed? Okay.
Yes, coach.
That's right. Ship. Let's put it. What's the sound? Ships. Everybody?
Ships.
Ships. Okay.
Ships.
Profits. What's the plural form? Profits.
Profits.
Briefs. Let's say it, guys. Briefs.
Briefs.
Brief.
Okay. This one, insights. What's the sound?
Insights.
Audits. Everyone?
Audits.
Reports.
Reports.
We got perks.
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 Equips.
Equips.
Documents.
Documents.
Documents. Okay.
Documents.
Okay. Now, why? Why the S? Because look at the endings. T,
Ending
K,
T, K,
P, right? F.
F,
Yeah. So
T
K,
again, T,
T,
K.
right? So that's why we have to pronounce the S form. Everybody got it? Yep. Okay.
Confirm from now
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. Let's
I
try
will
one more
use
time and then we're going to move on to the other words. Let's go. Everybody, let's say delegates,
Delegates.
forecasts,
Forecasts.
setbacks,
Setbacks.
ships,
Ships.
profits,
Shep,
Profits.
briefs,
Briefs.
insights,
Insights.
audits,
Audits.
reports,
Reports.
perks,
Perks.
equips,
Equipped.
documents.
Documents.
Beautiful. Now everybody say, I love your pronunciation. Everybody.
I
I
love
love
your
your
pronunciation.
pronunciation.
Yeah, good job. Give me 5. Let's go on to the next sound. Let's move on to our next sound. Let me just pause here. Okay, guys, let's move on to our next sound, which is the Z sound. This is a voiced sound produced by your voice. We're gonna use that one with endings when the verb and or the noun have these particular endings. But first, let's take a look at the vocabulary, the base form. We understand the base form, so the plurals and the third person will be much easier. Let's take a look at the board. We've got analyze, prioritize, lead, delay, sign, streamline, strengthen, proposal, deliver, strategy, and revenue. Let's get these words down correctly. Let's get these words down correctly and understand the meaning. So, business terms. You need this. If you're working in business, finance, you want to elevate your language, you need absolutely all of this vocabulary. Let's take a look. We have the word analyze. Analyze. Let's use the IPA phonetics. So here we're going to use nasal. Na. So look at the A's. The first A is nasal. So it's not it's So we'll say and the second A is a schwa. It's a weak vowel. Anna lies. So we use a diphthong for the Y and a Z sound. Z vibration. Remember that. Okay. So let's say it, guys. Analyze. Analyze. Perfect. Next word is the verb prioritize. So how do you work under pressure and deadlines? Well, what I do is I prioritize the most important activities, or I try to prioritize my tasks. Prioritize. So give it the importance, right? To give it the priority. So let's go. Watch this. This is a very interesting verb to pronounce. You're going to use a diphthong. Prio. There's a hidden Y. Prio. Prioritize. It's a little bit long, but you can do it. The trick there, 99% of the population don't know that there's a Y there. Yeah, prio. This is due to the fact that we got an I and an O. And when this occurs in English, then we either pronounce the Y or a W sound. So here you're going to say prioritize. Prioritize. Okay. Next word. Let's go with the verb lead. Lead, right? In business, you need to lead. You need to be a leader. If you are manager, supervisor, senior manager, whatever, you need to lead. You're going to lead teams. You're going to lead people. So here, this is pronounced lead. The E and the A are going to be a long vowel. E. I'm putting the 2 dots here to remind you that the sound is very long. Lead. And pronounce the letter D. D. Lead. So it sounds nice and crisp. Next, we have the verb and the noun delay. So we can use it as a verb and I can use it as a noun. The idea of a delay is when something has been, let's say, set back, or something has been postponed, or there's a time restraint. So we could say, oh, there's a delay in the shipment. It's not going to arrive today. It will arrive tomorrow. So there's a delay. Or you can use it as a verb and say, well, we're going to delay, team. We're going to delay our report and we'll set it for next week. So we're going to delay the deadline. Okay? Delay. Now, I like to pronounce it as delay. Some people might say delay, but it's delay. So here I'm going to use the schwa, delay, delay, right? Delay. And this will be a diphthong, delay. Now, when we talk about contracts and business, we need to put our personal mark, right? We need to sign. We need to sign, which is the action of signing, where we have the word signature. So here we're going to sign, not sing. Here you're going to pronounce it like this. The I will be a diphthong. So you'll say sign. And here you'll use the nasal consonant. Sign, sign the contracts. Sign the contracts. So here, don't pronounce the letter G. Sign. Let's go to the next verb. Oh, this is such a cool verb. To streamline. To streamline something means to make something more efficient, right? I mean, to make a process more efficient, to make a process better, faster, more economical, to give you better results. So as a manager, your task is to streamline processes, to streamline the way that we work. So my goal is to prioritize activities that streamline the factory production, to streamline the factory process, to streamline the delivery process, means to make the process more efficient, save time, save money, produce more with less. That's to streamline. You totally need this verb. You're going to dominate if you learn this one. Let's put it down there. Streamline. We use a diphthong. Streamline. Streamline. Okay. Next, look at this one. Strengthen. Strengthen. This comes from strength. So we'll use it as the adjective form and we'll say strengthen. Hey, let's strengthen our business. Let's strengthen our sales this month by injecting a social media campaign. Let's strengthen our bodies by going to the gym. Let's strengthen our mind by reading books. Let's strengthen ourselves, right? So let's use it like that. So we're going to pronounce it like this. Watch this. A lot of people struggle, but I'm going to give you the tip here. So watch this. So you're going to say string, right? The E is a diphthong. So you'll say string, strength, and you'll use the TH, strengthen. Now the letter G, forget about the letter G. The letter G doesn't exist. Okay, don't pronounce it. Ignore it. Strengthen. Strengthen. Ignore the letter G like you ignore your credit card collectors. Strengthen. I'm kidding. You shouldn't ignore them. You should negotiate. Let's say it, guys. Strengthen. Strengthen. All right. Let's strengthen ourselves today. All right. Now let's talk about proposals. A proposal comes to propose something, to suggest an idea, to suggest a course of action, right? So my proposal to help the students improve their grades is to give them extra reinforcements on the weekend, right? My proposal to improve how we are engaging our customers is to create an educational program for them to learn through a website, for example. Proposal. Let's learn how to say it. Proposal. Use a schwa instead of the A. Proposal. So here the O's are diphthongs. Oh, proposal. Proposal. Now let's move on to deliver. Deliver. Well, it's not just to deliver packages. I can deliver a message to you, like the one I did before. I deliver the message, right? I deliver results. That means I deliver the goods. There's a phrase when you deliver the goods, that means that you keep your word, that you do what you say, that your promises are always true. So you deliver the goods. Okay, let's pronounce it. Here, I'm going to use a schwa. Deliver. 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 Oh, this is such a cool word. The word is strategy. Strategy. We need a strategy in business. We use military terms to strategize or to have a strategy is to think into the future, to plan different moves, to think many steps ahead, right? And to think about many outcomes. So that's where we have strategic planning, a strategic forecast, a strategical move. So in business, we do a lot of those strategies, like the game of chess. Like when you guys play chess, right? When you play chess on a board, it's a game of strategy because you have to imagine what your opponent, the moves 2, 3, 4, 5 moves ahead. So that's a strategy, right? It's a way of thinking creatively out of the box. So let's go nasal, strategy. Now here you're going to need the j sound. Strategy, strategy. So you're going to say strategy. Strategy. I need a strategy to get this right. A strategy. Okay. And next we got the verb revenue. Revenue. The revenue. Revenue. The revenue is all that money that's being perceived by the company after tax deduction. So after tax deduction, what's left is the revenue, the net income that the company is perceiving. So you could say, our revenue for this month was $10 million. So that's our revenue. That's what the company produced. That's what the company has. That's the revenue that we've got. Okay, guys. So there you have the words. And now let's practice the base form, and then we'll add the third person in the plural. So everybody, let's go. Everybody say after me. Come on, let's make mistakes. Let's be imperfect. Let's say it, guys. Analyze.
Analyze.
Prioritize.
Prioritize.
Lead.
Lead.
Delay.
Delay.
Sign.
Sign.
Streamline.
Streamline.
Strengthen.
Strengthen.
Proposal.
Proposal.
Deliver.
Deliver.
Strategy.
Strategy.
Strategy. Yes.
Strategy.
Revenue.
Revenue.
Good. Okay, now let's go for the third person. So here we're going to say, what do we say? Analyzes. Analyzes. Right? I say it, guys. Analyzes. He
Analyzes.
prioritizes.
Prioritizes.
Do you hear the Z sound? Right? Here, you're going to say what? Leads.
Leads.
Here, you're going to say what? Delays.
Delays.
Here, you're going to say signs.
Signs.
Oh, very good. I hear you guys saying it. Streamlines.
Streamlines.
Oh, look. Oh, very good. Somebody said that Z here. Let's go. Strengthens.
Strengthens.
Proposals. Delivers.
delivers,
Delivers.
Strategies.
tragedies,
Strategies.
tragedies,
Strategy.
Revenues.
Revenues.
news,
Okay, let's say it again. Okay. Analyzes.
analyzes,
Analyzes it.
Prioritizes.
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 Leads.
leads,
Now listen to the difference. When people don't know, they say leads. Leads. When people know how to say it, they say leads
Leads.
with vibration. Zzz, leads. Zzz.
leads,
Good.
Leads.
Now let's say delays.
delays,
Days.
Signs the concept.
signs,
Yes.
Signs.
Streamlines the process.
Streamlines
streamlines
the
the
process.
process,
Yes. Strengthens
strength,
strengthens the body.
changes the body,
Yeah. Proposals.
proposes,
Proposals.
Delivers results.
delivers
First result.
results,
Strategies.
strategies,
Strategies.
Increase our revenues.
increase our
Increase our
revenues,
revenues.
Good. You do that, you're gonna sound different. You're gonna differentiate yourself from the rest. The rest don't do it. The rest don't want to do it. They want to stay the way they are. You don't want to stay there. You want to go with the people that want to change, they want to move. Okay, good. Let's go to the next one. Everybody ready? Okay. Okay, let's do something. Let's do something. While I'm writing on the board, I'm gonna invite you guys to listen to Mohammed. Mohammed has been working extra hard. He shares with me audios that he works on improving his accent, and it's a goal that he set for himself starting last year, late last year. I had the opportunity, just to give you a little context, to when I met Mohammed, and ever since he's set himself a mindset, a goal. He is an example of somebody that doesn't think on perfection, but is an example of being imperfect and progressing. So he blew my mind today. He shared with me a dialogue that he put, like a script together that he put, and with emphasis on the accents that we've been learning. So I'm gonna give you the time now to Mohammed while I set up my board. Okay, Mo, you're next.
Thank you, coach. I am really appreciative for your time, hard working, dedication. Hi, everyone.
Hi,
I'll share to
Mohammed.
hi.
Congratulations.
I'm imperfect, but I'll try my best. So I share a little story. So it's all about uh, getting better our pronunciation. Uh, the story is glamorous of journey. I was just a boy when I fell in love with mountains. They stood tall and strong. I went to climb them all. My country did not care about climbing. People thought of it was a silly hobby, but for me, it was everything. I want to touch the sky. I want to feel the wind at the top. I want to be a best climber in the world. My family did not have much money. We live in a small house. My father worked hard every day. My mother cooked and took care of us. They did not understand why I loved and climbing so much. It's not a big story, but simultaneously getting better and work hard. Thank you, coach.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
That's
Wonderful.
beautiful.
Yeah. Everybody say, hey guys, congratulate Mohammed. Excellent work, brother. Excellent.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. Nice story. Beautiful, beautiful story. Thank you, Mohammed, for always sending the audios and everything. So yeah, guys, I want to invite everybody. Don't worry about interrupting me. This is what I do for a living. You understand? I take a lot of joy and pleasure when somebody works extra effort on, puts extra effort in the material and the content, because in the end, that's what it's for, right? It's for you guys to like use it. So don't be afraid about being imperfect, just like Mohammed showed you right now. Send your audios, ask questions, participate, make a lot of mistakes. You know, that's where you're going to see the real learning, the progress. So thank you, Mohammed. You're great, brother. Thanks for the example. Everybody, let's clap our hands. Thank you.
You're welcome, coach. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, guys, let's move on. Supervise. I'm going to write down some cool verbs. Take notes, take notes, take notes, take notes, as many as you can, right? You're going to love this vocabulary, right? Cool verbs. I'm going to give you some verbs that I worked with the logistics manager of Colgate. I had the opportunity to coach her. I've been coaching her for the past uh, 3 years now. It's a wonderful story. I'm going to share it with her. Well, maybe one day she can join us for a little talk and to motivate you. Uh, just like Mohammed's story is a success story. Well, I'll tell it to you anyways. So turns out 3 years ago, I received a message from a lady from here in Guatemala who was Venezuelan, migrated from Venezuela to Guatemala, and she was offered the position to be the logistics director for Colgate, Guatemala. And turns out that because of her promotion, she needed to prioritize English because she had to participate in meetings with people from New York and Europe and present results on how Guatemala was doing. So she needed classes urgently. So we worked a program with her, worked very hard, and eventually she wanted to grow. So she decided to apply for the regional Central America and Caribbean position. And she had to go through a series of interviews, managerial interviews, 4 levels, perhaps 3. We prepared many months ahead of time. We made a plan. We worked hard, and she got approved. Worked for that, and she said, "Look, Mr. E, I'm not satisfied. I want to keep going. I want to keep growing." And continue to prioritize English. Sometimes we only got together 30 minutes, 25 minutes, sometimes because it's schedule, right? So, but no, she said, I got to get in my class. I want to get better. I need to improve. There's a priority, made it like a priority for her. So we kept working. And guess what? She decided to apply for another position promotion opportunity, this time in Brazil. For Brazil, the Brazilian market is humongous. Big challenge, English and now Portuguese. And she said, Mr. E, we got to get ready. We only have 3 months for the first interviews. So we started to work on that plan. And we worked. Sometimes it was difficult. Sometimes it was like, for her, it's like, I don't want to do this anymore, right? Why am I connecting Saturdays to talk to Mr. E? But she put in the hard work, just like Mohammed did, the effort. We worked 3 months for that interview. She made it to the final round, and she got the job. She was promoted last year to be regional director, logistics, Brazil, Rio de Janeiro. Huge market, right? Not scared, moved her whole family and immediately started taking Portuguese classes. You ask me now, does she continue to study English? She absolutely does. And I just say, but you did it. You got where you want to go. Yeah, but now I have more pressure because I need to speak even better. I have bigger meetings, and now she even has meetings in New York. So, yeah, I'm telling you guys, if you're persistent, if you put a lot of work and effort in what you want, English can really help you as a tool. So, why not you? Right? Why not you? Why not now? Let's go for it. Okay, team? Did you like the story? Yeah?
Yes, coach. Of course.
Yes. You can do it. You get out of your comfort zone. You guys can you can take yourself other places. You, by being here, you're demonstrating to yourself that you want something better. All right, so that's beautiful. Thank you guys for being. Okay, let's move on. Oh my God, this is such amazing vocabulary. Okay, here we go. All right, let's go. Vocabulary time. Everybody ready? Yep. If you're ready, say I'm ready, coach. All right, you guys ready? Yep. Let's go. Okay, here we go. We got the verb manage. Everybody, manage. Let's say it. Manage.
Manage.
Now, I want you to remember that when the G and the E are together, they're going to produce this sound. Everybody, J, J, J.
J.
Yeah, that's right.
Manage.
So, yes,
J.
sir. Very good, Alvaro. So when you have this sound, you remember that you're going to use the J sound. So here you're going to say manage. Everybody,
Manage.
Very good. Now here you got the verb
Manage.
reach. Reach. When you want to reach your
Reach.
goals, reach, right? So you're gonna say E. Everybody say it. Reach.
Which?
Reach.
Reach. There you go. Now here, choose. Choose.
Choose.
Here,
Choose.
this is gonna sound like a Z. Choose.
Choose.
Choose. Now, next we've got supervise, to oversee, to supervise, right? Let's put it down there. So you're gonna say supervise. The S.
Supervise.
Oh yeah, I love that Z, brother. Supervise.
Supervise.
Let's use this word. Optimize. Optimize. Right?
Optimize.
Oh, look at the letter O. What is the letter O?
Optimize. Optimize.
Optimize. Yes. Expense. Hey, los gastos. Expense. Right? Let's put it there. Expense.
Expense.
And good. Hey, McDonald's, Starbucks, Pollo Campero, franchise. Right? What do we call that, guys?
Uy, pollo campero, the best chicken
Yeah.
ever. Yeah.
Alvaro, did you say?
Yeah, for sure.
It's from Guatemala, brother.
Yes.
All right.
They don't have a restaurant here in Philly, but yes, on Trenton, like 45 minutes away, and I go for my chicken.
Awesome, brother. Thank you. That's great, man. Franchise. So there's a franchise in the where Alvaro lives. Okay, let's say the word, guys. Franchise.
Franchise.
Yeah. Let's go. Utilize. Now you're gonna go you, ra. You need a flap T. Utilize.
Utilize.
Beautiful.
Utilize.
Utilize. And while you're utilizing your resources, let's maximize your assets. Let's maximize, right? Maximize. Everybody say it? Maximize.
Maximize.
Now, if you are maximizing, I have a outsource. Outsource. Let's say, guys, outsource. Outsource. So when you talk about the call center industry, the BPO, business partner outsourcing, or business partner outsource, the term outsource means to source outside of your country. Do you understand? Outside of your country. So what companies do in order to increase their profits and lower their expenses is that instead of hiring local people to do a job, they hire people outside of the countries, right? They outsource outside of their country, in this case, the United States, in order to save in paying wages, right? American wages for a company that specializes in outsourcing. And that's the call center business model, business partner outsourcing, BPO. Okay, that's the outsource. Let's say, guys, outsource. Very good. And here, let's go. Authorize. Author. Oh, wait, hold on. That's the other HT. Authorize. Right? Authorize. Let's say authorize. Authorize. Your turn. Authorize. Okay, let's go.
Authorize.
Yes. Now let's say the base form. Come on. Let's go. Manage.
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 Reach.
Reach.
Choose.
Choose.
Supervise.
Supervise.
Provide.
Optimize.
Optimize.
Expense.
Expense.
Franchise.
Franchise.
Utilize.
Utilize.
Maximize.
Maximize.
Outsource.
Outsource.
Authorize.
Authorize.
All right, let's go. Let's add the S's. Let's go for that. Let's add the S's, team. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Let's add the S forms to these excellent words. So here we go. What is this gonna sound like? Manages. Let's say it, guys. Manages.
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 Here, reaches.
Reaches.
Here you're gonna say chooses.
Chooses.
Says.
There you go. Here you're gonna say supervises.
Supervises.
Here you're gonna say what? Optimizes.
Optimize.
Optimizes.
And here you're gonna say what? Expenses.
Expenses.
Here you're gonna say franchises.
Franchises.
Utilizes.
Utilizes.
Maximizes.
Maximizes.
Outsources.
Outsources.
And authorizes.
Authorizes.
Wow, doesn't that sound beautiful? I have one more word to add because this is such a cool word and that we use it a lot. So we have business. And what is the plural of business, team? Everyone?
Businesses.
Everybody say it. Don't be imperfect. Everybody, businesses.
Businesses.
Okay, one more time. You can do it. Come on. Put in that extra repetition. In the pain is where growth is. Pain is your friend. Let's go. Everybody, let's say manages.
Manages.
Reaches.
Reaches.
Chooses. Supervises. Optimizes. Expenses. Businesses. Franchises. Utilizes. Maximizes. Outsources. Authorizes. Well done. Now we have a fabulous competition up next. Good work. Congratulations, everyone.